see. Yeah. We are just stand by to go live. So we need to click be alive now. I think that's perfect. Awesome.
Yep, I see it.
Very good.
Cool.
That's perfect. Hey, so now we can also see nobody's just watching so far. That's okay. Let's give it 2 minutes. It's always like that in the beginning. And the comments start coming in. Perfect. People, now we can see the chat here. Yes, we're live. This is AMA this week. And feel free to ask your questions. Put in the chat, first of all, where you're from. Hey, everybody. Hey, Anton. Hey, Dom. Hey, Andrew. JL, you're there. All of you, I can recognize many of the names from Discord. So we're live on YouTube, Facebook. I think we're live on X, Twitter, and Instagram at the same time. Philippines, Indonesia. Cool. So, Tim, where are you in the world now, today?
I'm finally back in Malta. I was just traveling a bit, spending time with my family and my girlfriend's family across Europe. Missed the last 2 AMAs, and apparently now we're global. Last time had a little humble community on Discord, and now I'm hearing we're live on Facebook, Instagram, wherever else. Very cool.
That's very cool. I'm sure we will have a lot of tech questions today. Okay, so hey to...
I think we have Gary as well, by the way, waiting, if you want to get him in.
That's cool. So let's bring him in here. I can't do that from my screen for some reason. Maybe Lito, you can help me on this one. Here, now I can do it. Good. There you are. Hey, Gary, how are you?
Good. Here I am. How's everybody?
All good, thanks. All good. Yes, we have people from, let's see in the chat here, from India, Indonesia, Kerala. Where's that? Colombia. Cool. People from all over the world. So this is our AMA. Remember to feel free to ask your questions. And today, all of us, Tim, Gary, and I, we're ready. So, Gary, how are you? I guess you're in the same office. You're back.
Last week I'm back too. Yeah. Glad to not be in that car in the hot sun, for sure. Yeah, no, back in the office. Happy to be here.
That's cool, man. That's cool. Look, in the meantime, when you out there type in your questions, we also have a guest stand by. So we will bring him on a little later. Kevin, feel free to ask questions now. And I'm sure you might have some tech questions, or maybe let's just jump into it, Tim. So what's the situation in the tech department at the moment?
Situation in the tech department. So obviously I missed the last, I think, 2 sessions at least. Okay. Is there anything you mentioned or anything I can pick up on?
No, maybe Rise. I think many people would like to ask about this. What's the situation?
Rise. Yeah, I think I came on here every time I said Rise is imminent. I'm going to say it again today. I think we finally reached the breakthrough point where everyone involved in that project is happy. And if things play out as I expect them to, then from next week, just a few more business days, and then we'll have Rise payouts. I think most people in the industry will be familiar with Rise, but for those that aren't, it's a payout system that's pretty popular inside the prop industry and other industries, and that would enable you to pay out in or to receive your funds as a funder trader in additional cryptocurrencies, and most importantly, in your local bank account. I think Rise supports something like 80 or even 100 different countries and currencies. So that'll really open it up, have you saving on fees and getting your money directly into your bank account without having to go to a crypto exchange or getting the funds out like that. So fingers crossed, next week we should have that up and running for you guys.
Pretty cool. I would say to Lito, maybe bring the questions on stage if you feel for it, if you see them. In the meantime, Gary, just pick if you see a good question. Same team as well. Let's see. It's good you're asking questions. I mean, you can see it's going crazy on YouTube right now. It's good. So ask. And maybe let's start. Somebody asked what platform we're using. It's TradeLocker. That was a fast one. Okay, I love your prop firm. Thanks. That was not a question, but thank you, Stanley. Thanks for that. What do you love about our prop? What is it you think is very good? Okay, let's take this here.
So somebody is asking, where can I find developer documentation to develop EAs for your platform? So TradeLocker is, and I've seen a question earlier as well. So TradeLocker is its own independent platform. It operates as a separate individual company. However, it's part of our group of companies. If you go into, I believe on the TradeLocker website, they've got an API documentation section. Tim, you might know a little bit more.
Yeah, it's just tradelocker.com/API. That's the API documentation. And I believe they have an open beta program as well for what they call TradeLocker Studio. That's a way for you to use natural language. You just type in text describing what kind of algo you want to create or what kind of bot you want to create. And that tool translates this into a trading bot on TradeLocker for you. That's simply tradelocker.com/studio. You have to sign up, get accepted into the beta, and then you can start playing around with that as well. So both for those that are more code savvy, you can create your own bot directly with code and their API. And if you want to play around with natural language, you can use the studio to do so.
Mm-hmm. Interestingly enough, the data that we see from our systems is people manually trading are actually more effective and have a higher pass rate than those using bots. So funnily enough, a lot of prop firms, don't allow bots and don't allow these things, where we've never stopped it. However, it's good to obviously share the data, and the data shows that actually, if you're a good trader, you're more likely to pass your challenge manually rather than using a bot.
That's funny, right? So what can we conclude? If you don't have the skills, no matter if you use a bot or not, it will not work. So it's about
learn.
That's the truth. There are no shortcuts to success.
No,
that's pretty cool. I didn't know that. Okay, so let's find another good question here. In the meantime, consistency rule, minimum trading days. Let me put this. Can you see this question here? There's a consistency rule. Oh, that was us who answered back to another one. That's good. Thanks for that. Fast answer from the team. Let's find another one. What about platforms, Tim? What's going on? Now we have TradeLocker, of course, but we're looking into something more.
Yeah, we're more than looking into. We are going to add CTrader. I think we even announced it a few months back already, but now we're at a point where that integration on the technical side is in full swing. We're still, I would say, several weeks out, but we're nearing the end of the implementation stage, and we're soon going to go into testing, making sure that everything works the way it should, everything's stable. And then we're looking forward to soon be also offering, alongside TradeLocker, CTrader, which has been in the industry, I don't know how many years, quite a long time. Also very reputable, great platform. So soon we'll have that up and running too.
Yeah. I also saw a question there about MT5. Look, some of you might be aware, obviously, we made the decision 2-3 months ago, whenever the last time that MetaQuotes kind of did a round of shutting down, we made the decision not to try and find an alternate solution, because we have relationships with MetaQuotes, and it was just very clear from speaking to them that they don't want people using kind of funny ways to get brokers offering prop firms, a license and all of this. And they've just really, really limited the amount that they actually want it to be used in the prop industry. And so with that, we made the decision at that point. Obviously, other prop firms found other solutions. And as Christian, you alluded to there, within the last week, things have gone bang as well. And a lot of prop firms now have no trading platform because they just were using these available MT5s, and now obviously MetaQuotes have closed all that down as well. So look, we're not going to find a solution. They maybe in the future, where MetaTrader might be happy to get new prop firms and allow them to get their own direct licenses. That might be the case in the future. If it is, we will do it at that point. But as long as the situation stands now where they're kind of unhappy to have it, we're not going to do it because, we've seen the headaches that it's caused our traders whenever we've had to do migrations. We've seen the headaches it's had to cause us and our team and in supporting you in getting your account moved across. And then you're kind of forced onto a trading platform that you may not know as well. And that might affect your account. So there's just a lot of headaches for traders in those migrations, and it's just the safest and easiest just to use platforms that are happy with prop firms.
So let's talk a little, Gary, about funding here. Let me put up this question here. I think you already made a video about it a long time ago, but how does this whole live funding work? So I know we're a little different from other people. And how do we manage to fund people and stuff like this? And how do we do that?
Yeah, there's a lot of zeros there and no comments.
It's a big number.
I don't really know. I don't really know exactly what number that is. Is it a billion or I'm not sure.
I think it's 100 million.
100 million.
Yeah.
Okay. Look, if 1,000 traders passed, and just obviously for everybody, we have more than 100 traders live now, which is fantastic. But yeah, if we were in a scenario where we had 1,000 traders funded, so we obviously A-book, we send all of the trades to the broker, and I suppose the easiest way to picture it is if you had a trading account yourself, with a single trading account, you don't use all of the capital at once. At least I hope not. It'd be extremely reckless if you did. Best practice being between 2 and 5% of your account at any point in time is utilized. And so if you've got a 100K account, you're utilizing between 2 and 5K of that available margin. And so, if we've got 1,000 accounts, not everybody's trading at the exact same time, and not everybody is using obviously the maximum capital. And so we effectively, what we need to do is we need to keep the amount of capital within the account that's going to allow our traders to trade effectively. Generally, obviously our maximum losses are 10% of the drawdown amount. And so it's naturally always above 10%. It's, potentially nearly double that. But yeah, it's just, we monitor that balance. We make sure that we've got the available capital to facilitate all trades going to market. And for any, obviously, if traders win, that tops up that amount, which is great. If traders lose, then obviously that draws down that a bit, and we may then need to top it up. But usually, obviously traders win and profits are made, and then profits are extracted out of the account. So it's just a case of balancing that to make sure all trades get executed.
Let me ask the community now here, and you can all type in the comments. When you try to find out what's going on in the prop firm industry, do you use X most, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, or TikTok? Where do you, what platform do you use most during the week to be updated about what's going on? Please type in X. It's funny, I see on YouTube people are writing XXX. It's good. So X is your preferred place to YouTube X, JL say X. So if we look at X, please type in the text box now. How can we give you most value on X? What do you prefer to see from us? Is it like how we look at the market? Is it forecasts? Is it trading patterns? What is it we are looking at? Please type in if you have any idea, or is it giveaways like you always want, or is it competitions, or what is it? Or you're just hungry for coupon codes, or what's going on? What do you want to see? Yeah, thanks to our team, the social team, we're trying to upgrade and spend a lot of energy on X as well. I think it's going very good. Trying to create more value for you guys there. So good work to the team for doing this. Even the blog posts, forecast, important news feeds on what's going on. Cool. Thanks for the update. And feel free to add if you have any suggestions, what you think we should do. If we're not doing it now, we're very open to listen to you. So any other updates from, let's say, team? Now we talked about Rise before.
Yeah.
Is there any other things we should share before people ask questions, or before we should bring on our guest? Kevin, you stand by. I see you stand by backstage.
No, nothing else for me to share. We have a few more things brewing in the background, but not to lead people on too much a bit further out. So I'm going to keep my mouth shut today and leave it for next time.
That's cool. I have a lot of questions for the community, so let me ask another one. So how many of you, when you're trading maybe the US session, the UK, the European session, do you follow a live stream? Now you're watching this AMA, yes, that's live, but do you follow a live stream every day, maybe from your preferred YouTuber you follow? Is it important for you when you're trading? Do you find it very, very valuable if you could watch a live stream and maybe see what other people are doing? We're looking at live streaming right now, and we want to see or hear what you guys are thinking. Okay, yes, JL say yes. Okay, cool. Now it's 20. The first 20 minutes has passed. Should we bring in our guest? Do you want to add something? Maybe we should have a little chat before. At the end, we will probably, I don't know if we're giving a giveaway today, but or what is the plan? But it's up to you.
Let's see.
Yeah, stay to the end and let's see.
And I talk about leading people on.
At the end of the live stream, we will announce if we will give a giveaway. Okay, anyway, so let's bring the guest. Yes, exactly. Okay, let's just jump into this interview. Here, we'll bring Kevin. Welcome to you, Kevin.
Yes, hello everyone. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah. Fantastic. Hi, Kevin. Yep. How are you?
All good.
Doing good.
Thanks for taking your time. Yeah, Gary, I think you start the interview. You're best at starting the interviews. I will jump in sooner or later, as usual.
Oh my goodness. Put me in the hot seat. Okay. Kevin,
I don't know so much about Kevin. I don't know so much about Kevin as well, but I know he has a good track record.
Well, I tell you what I can see. I can see a lot about Kevin's life by his background. He's a musical man. He has a cat, and he's a trader.
Yeah, definitely like the piano. The cat's like playing on it too. There's two of them, a calico and a tuxedo cat named Tux and Cedo. So like tuxedo if you say it quickly. My little sister helped me pick that out.
Nice. Yeah, so maybe you want to bring us through your trading? Let us know, I suppose, how long have you been doing it?
Yeah, so as far as actually manually trading, I've been doing that one since January. January 5th is when I first started. I originally started off as a scalper. As far as when I first started was a little brand new to it. Like I knew what trading was, I knew how it functioned, but the Forex side of it was completely new to it. I was like 2020, like dabbled in like stock trading, like with GameStop, and yeah, it was didn't really have good game plans. It did not go well for me.
No, so you were towards the end.
Yes, I very much was. So it started off with Forex trading. I have primarily traded US 30. I dabble a little bit with the Japanese index, the JPN, I think is 225, and DAX 40. But primarily, I stick with the US session since I'm based in the US on the Eastern Coast. And again, really to start off with a scalper, but I have more so transitioned, especially with where I also teach for a living outside of this. So I've transitioned more into swing trading, and I mainly focus in on the 1 hour time frame with the moving averages to find my support and resistance levels, and then the 1 minute to kind of combine the two. So I primarily find the 10, 50, or 200 moving average on the 1 hour. I wait till the 1 minute RSI kind of dips at the overbought or oversold level, depending if I'm going for a buy or sell. And then I normally do a 1-to-3 ratio, so like a 5 and a 115,000 points. So that's normally kind of my trading style there. So that way I can kind of let it run for longer periods of times. I've normally now my trades kind of run closer to about an hour to, I actually had one earlier last week that ran completely overnight. So that one was running about 4 or 5 hours.
And how do you see trading fitting into your teaching role?
So as far as the teaching role there goes, long term, normally with my teaching role where I do healthcare IT education, I had to travel quite a lot for it, honestly. So this has been the longest time I've been home because I've been able to work remote, but normally I'm only home 4 days a month. I'm normally 5, 6, 7, 8 hours away from home. Like all of 2022, I spent in Boston, Massachusetts, which is 16 hours from home. So I'm really transitioning more into trading to kind of move away from that role so I actually can be home with my family more, especially since my younger sisters now have actually transitioned to homeschooling. So this is right now, the swing account really works better for me. So I actually can find an optimal entry point around whether it be before or after my classes kind of start. Like today, I took an early trade because I have a class at 1. And I just kind of let them run, and I have that defined ratio. So that way I don't stress about it. I'm not like in the middle of class, like, ooh, like, can I take a trade or not? Because again, that was kind of what I was doing when I was a scalper before. It's like, all right, like it's 8 o'clock. I've got an 8 o'clock class. I got to get on this bus. It's like, no, like the swing trading has done much better for me.
Yeah. And I suppose in terms of your, that transition across from, I suppose, ideally, being able to full-time trade, when do you feel like in your mind now, what's that goal? When are you going to be able to say to yourself, okay, I feel comfortable now that I can actually do this full-time?
So I'm just asking here, is it okay if I disclose like how my past month to 2 months have been with performance?
As you wish, yeah.
Okay, I just want to make sure what was kosher. So as far as that goes right now, which I'm saying this for everyone that's on here, because I didn't listen to it being a brand new trader 6 months ago, definitely manage your risk well. I say that because I originally got funded on a 100K account with the regular. So I was more of a, I couldn't really do swing trading because I couldn't hold it through large events or weekends. So like with that one there, I sit there and poor risk management. My account, my 100K account got down to, let's see, what was my spreadsheet again on that one? It got down to 90,148.12 cents. So that was like 150 from losing that account. Where I'm really risk management, because I've now been able to bring that back up to a full flush 100,000. And then since then, within this past month, my now payouts for the month, I'm sitting at a little under 12,000 for the month in payouts.
So tell me again, how close were you to losing this account?
Oh, the account that I'm funded on right now, I was $148 and some odd cents away from losing it.
I have been there. Please tell me, how did you manage to get out of this one and come back up? It's very difficult.
Oh, it is. I literally had to, I actually stopped trading for a whole month when that happened. And what I meant by that is, because initially I was so scared. I was too scared to really take a trade, honestly, because like I'm right now $150 from losing this account. So that's where I was like, okay, I can't trade a 1% risk like I was doing before, because like normally where I was on Scout, I was on the regular account, I was taking like a 0.65 lot size on US 30, and I was like, well, I can't do that. That's like it goes down by 200 points, and I blew the account. So I really stepped back and saw like, okay, like at each drawdown level, what would be a reasonable risk size on I was much more conservative during this drawdown recovery to where I was trading on a 3,000 point stop loss and a 6,000 point profit. So like a 1 to 2. So I basically went back down to there. I was like, okay, like what would I need at each drawdown level to kind of do this? So I went down to where I was trading at the beginning. When I did my math, I was like, okay, like I can safely risk 0.1 on US 30. And then after it reached up to $2,000, like $92,000, I increased that by another 0.01%. So that moved me then up to, I think at that point it was like 0.05 until I reached 94,000. And then from there, I was at 0.10. Then when I hit 96, I went to 0.15. And then when I went back up to 98,000, I went to 0.2. And that's where I stopped. That's like the max where a swing account could do on a US 30. Before it would be on a 100K account anyway.
How long did that take
you? With that one there, let me pull that up on my computer here. So my drawdown recovery, so I, for a whole month, stopped trading, was too scared to trade. Honestly, I tried a little bit of EA trading, and it was okay at best, but I still was too nervous to even like, okay, like I'm still so tight, I can't really trust this, at least mentally. So when I started doing that, my drawdown recovery, it took me from July 17th all the way till August 7th. It took me actively 25 trades to do to recover that. And now that was a very stressful moment because it was like, okay, like I wanted to be on the charts Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. if I didn't have class and just trading. I was like, okay, I can't do that. I literally had to just take 1, maybe 2 trades and walk away from it. Now, also during that time period, I do occasionally dabble with a MACD divergence on the 1 minute, especially if it's like around like that 9:30, 10:30 clock. So I might take a small trade there, but it was still very minimal, quick entries and exits while I was in the drawdown. Now, as I kind of got more to the 96,000 part, I then started doing more of my swing trading where it's like, okay, 1 hour entry time frames and then letting it run for longer periods, but still super scared and quite a few times close trades early because I was like, okay, I want to take what I have and trade the next day.
And when you were making those calculations of how large a trade size you could place, like how many losses were you calculating for?
So like from like start to finish, as far as like from complete drawdown to complete recovery?
Yeah.
Honestly, at that point in time, I was, as far as like that time goes, like I was just going for like a 50-50, like 1 and 2 trades was probably going to take a loss, especially where my nerves were at that time. So I was like, okay, about 50% of these trades, I'm going to expect them to be losses and just kind of roll from here. I did much better than I expected. I kept about a 65 to 70% win ratio on that one.
Okay.
But most of the time when I did take losses, it was where it's like, okay, it was going in a clear trend opposite of where I was expecting it to. And it would be like back to back, I'd take a loss and then like, okay, done for the day, 2 done, just let's go to the next day and come back to this.
So how do you manage your mindset? I mean, it's so difficult what you have done. I normally lost those accounts, so like, fuck it, man, full speed, a new account.
Oh yes, I definitely thought about that because I also did have a swing account challenge that was still in the phase 1. I was like, basically was like, yeah, fuck it. If I lose this, I'll just sit there and go for that one and recover it. And it's like, let's not actually. That's actually, your mindset would not allow you to do that, Kevin. You need to sit there and draw this out and recover from it. Sorry, I also have ADHD, so I've kind of like lost my trail of thought with that one. What was your question again, Chris?
No, how do you manage your mindset in this? I mean, do you have what's your daily routine? Because
yeah, as far as that one goes there, normally we're like my earliest class will start at 8 o'clock, and then most of the time like more around like 1. Honestly, my day starts off with getting around up about like 6:30. I try to take the first hour just to really honestly go over affirmations where it's like, okay, like, one trade, you're done for the day, you take 2 losses, you're done for the day. Don't over trade. Don't literally sit there and feel like you have to watch the chart all day, because then that's a long day for anyone who's been on the charts for 8 hours. That's a long day waiting for an entry, and you get impatient. Because like, I literally remember one day doing that. I was like, okay, I got on the charts at 11 o'clock after class. I was there till 3 o'clock watching it before I finally got a trade I could take. And I was like, yeah, no, can't do that. So I normally try to only do about 2 hours, either before class, depending on when class starts, or afterwards. And if I don't find it, I don't trade in. And that's what helped me best with managing risk management. Plus, also my best friend Madison, she has heard many times of me talking about my trading, to where she's like, hey, like, I need someone I can vent to. That way I'm not doing something dumb. And sometimes, yes, she knows nothing of trading. She's a biochem professor, but it's like, Madison, I've already had like 2 losses a day. Do you think it's smart to take a third one? She's like, no, stop. Yeah. I'm like, thank you.
Wow.
So that's really how I did my best to manage that one. 2 losses in a day, it was done. If I sit with everyone's in profit, had a loss, I'd be done. Because I didn't want to give back what I was earning.
And when you started, how did you decide what to trade?
Honestly, as far as that goes there, where I'm in the US indices made more sense to me. And then just the Dow Jones, because I knew more of it from historical, because I do like to program. I'm still learning that. I like data analytics. So I knew more about the Dow Jones side of it, like with NVIDIA, stuff like that, where they're being a little bit, has very large tech companies with it. So that's kind of where I started, honestly, and why. And then the moving average bro, I honestly don't remember his name, but like he's the YouTube guy Joe had on a few times, running the trading floor. From there, also, that's kind of where I dabbled a little bit into the DAX, since that gives me a little bit, if I was up early, I'd kind of do that one. And then JPN 225, because it's about 7 o'clock if I have a very late class in the day, kind of why I dabbled there. Yeah. But that's what I stuck with, because it made more sense to me, because it was kind of a split between stock trading and a little bit of Forex. So it just made more sense to me kind of sticking with the indices.
So how many challenges has you lost so far?
So let's see. I lost one with funding pips. I lost probably about 5 with.
That's still low.
That
it's
was
still good. If you only have lost 5 accounts, that's really good.
That's all I can remember with Top Step, I should say. Okay. Like it might be closer to about 7 or 8 with Top Step, honestly. I'd have to look. But I know at least 5, one with funding pips. And then with you all, there was, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, some of these were free trials, but the ones I've paid for, I've found about 10 accounts.
Yeah, okay. That's good.
And I've lost 1 funded account before as well with Top Step.
Wow. That's just part of the journey, right? You can't succeed if you're not able to lose at the end of the day. Correct.
And that's what really taught me with like this drawdown recovery. It's like, losses are going to happen, Kevin, but definitely stick with your plan. Don't get into things that, just because like, I want to try this out, see if it works for the night. You are going to do that. Definitely do like a smallest size possible. I wouldn't recommend it on a live account. Do, on a demo account. But yeah, I had to take losses and I'm not better at it. Go ahead, Gary. Sorry.
Yeah, and I suppose the one thing that I find quite interesting is that point where it's like, you brought it back from that $150, and so obviously something mentally in your mind was like, okay, it's kind of, this is the end, and I need to come with a recovery strategy. And it's kind of funny, as like obviously getting within 150 of 10,000 of drawdown, but I guess, potentially you could have also got to that mental state in 5K drawdown. And I wonder what do you think shifted in your mind that said, okay, I need to recover this. I need to change my strategy and get into recovery mode rather than my original profit-making mode?
Yeah. So as far as that one goes there, kind of like what really made that shift was where for my teaching positions, I work on a contract basis. So my contract actually ends unless extended, which there's a high chance of it. My contract currently ends next month at the end of the month. So when it came July timeframe, it's like, okay, Kevin, if you can't sit there and recover this account and start making profit off of this, you're going to have to sit there and go back to traveling. And your current contracts are in Texas, 8 hours away from home again. And that's not where you want to be. So that was really my mindset shift from there. I've been thankful that I've been able to work remotely with this, where I actually can be home with my siblings. They're much younger than me. They're literally now 18 and 15. That if I didn't get that back under control and started making profit out of it, I was going to have to go back out of town. And that's not where I wanted. I've done that for the past 4 years. And, being a 30-year-old man, single, it's not fun. Always having to be away from family and or friends all the time like that. So that was really the mindset shift, is like, you've got to sit there, make this work, and you've got to get this under control, get this back up here. And that's what it's allowed me to do. Being that big shift there. And since then, it's also, now, like I said, I'm just shy of 12,000 in payouts for the month. That's also allowed me to literally set aside money for my younger sister, Allie, to actually go off to school for the next year and have what she needs, where she's not having to stress about having to work. I mean, she wants to work, she can, like, she's 18, but it's nice to, like, hey, you actually can go there comfortably instead of struggling or stressing about trying to study and work at the same time.
Yeah,
so that's kind of what the real shift was, because it was, again, I was supposed to have had that beforehand and didn't. And I was like, okay, it's it's now or never, Kevin. So that's really what made that mindset shift.
Very cool.
And let's say if you were to now go into drawdown again, what would you do differently now to, I suppose, stop you to dropping to that level?
So as far as that one goes there, that's actually something that I have completely set aside as well. I have a spreadsheet open right now that I'm looking at where I've got it listed, and it's called my equity protection settings. So I've got it set to where right now, if I hit 5K in drawdown, now I don't like losing more than 2 or 3% in a day. I don't, 1, 2 trades, 3 at max, I'm done. So if I sit there and reach 94,000, I immediately half my lot sizes. So I'm right now on 200K accounts. Oh, by the way, I did finally get funded on that swing account 100K. So I now actually have 2 100K accounts. I forgot I could have that, actually. That was a nice surprise yesterday. But yeah, immediately once it hit 94,000, 6% total drawdown, I immediately half my lot sizes. I'm dabbling between maybe making that 95. But because then it goes like, hey, if you're at that level, Kevin, this is now, your drawdown mode. You need to be very mindful of your trades. Maybe drop that down to more of a 1-to-2 ratio instead of a 1-to-3, but still keeping with those higher time frames, since they are more consistent with you reliably. So that's kind of what I do there. I've got a whole spreadsheet on that now, which literally just, again, as I go down, it just sits there and tells me how big can I trade with, and to also drop down to like the lower risk to reward ratios.
So look, that's very cool. What's your strategy around when you request your payout?
As far as that one goes there, pretty much it is, actually this morning, as soon as I am in profit and like the trade is exited, 1 of 2 things happens. One, if I know I have a class coming up like today, I immediately go and request that payout. And as soon as that payout is processed, I might look at maybe taking a second trade for the day. That's it. Now, on other times, like where I don't maybe have class for the day, or I don't have one for a very long period of time from there, it is a case of like, hey, if I've taken a trade, I'm in profit, I might look at taking one additional trade. And if it goes into profit, hey, I'm done for the day. But if it is a loss, then like, okay, hey, it's done for the day, take my payout. I don't let money sit on the table more than a day. Like, it is normally out of the account by the end of the day right now.
So if I, let's say I haven't been trading before, and I will start tomorrow, and I will ask you, so what should I do? What would your best advice be for all new traders around the world?
So
How should you go
yeah,
about it? As far as for a brand new trader,
as far as for a brand new trader, I would say, like, hey, if I hit 5K in drawdown, now I don't like losing more than 2 or 3% in a day. I don't, I would honestly recommend, and I know like I heard this so many times before, and I did not do it. Honestly, definitely start a demo account, and I mean a free demo account. Whether it be
For how long will you do that?
at this point in time, if you are coming into this brand new and you have no guidance, and I mean like no guidance is like maybe like that live stream idea or something that you're actually learning from, whether you personally know them, kind of like whether your other guests had, or maybe like from the trading floor group where you're actually kind of learning from them and they can have some suggested strategies. I would honestly recommend at least 3 months of demo. I'll admit I hated hearing that, and when I was starting, honestly, because I was like, all right, let's get this done. I want that money.
But don't you think when you do a demo, you don't have skin in the game, so you don't really understand the mental press it is the moment you put $50, $100, $200 into it? Don't you feel that everything changed the moment you say you bought your first challenge combined with when you were just trading a demo?
You're definitely not wrong there. Like, not feeling like there's skin in the game can make it very easy to sit there and just do whatever you want, especially willy-nilly, especially if you're brand new to it. But if you do have the goal of, hey, I do want this to be profitable, that is what I would suggest. At least, at minimum, I would say 3 months. But if it's like, hey, like I want to have some skin in the game, like you said, because sometimes that does make it more real, at least do a month of it, at least a month minimum. And then I would suggest the smallest account size, where it's like, okay, like if I lost this, it would hurt. So like, okay, like for me, like I would just probably start back with a 25K account, because like, hey, like, that's 250 in, and that's still big. That's still, it's a whole day's worth of work. So if you want to have that skin in the game, I'd go for the smallest account size, but I would not recommend really doing that until you've at least had a month, preferably 3 months of at least demo trading and it showing consistency. And obviously keeping within the rules of what account you're going to go for. Like, hey, like if you're going for a regular account challenge, do not sit there and trade through news events. I totally traded through CPI before, and it went against me very badly. Like it was back when I didn't really know what CPI was. Like I knew like what it was like as a mental state, but not how big of an effect is this going to have on trading. So what should have been a $300 loss turned into a $1,000 loss that day.
Yeah, that's the thing. So what about going forward? So where are you in a year from now?
So going forward with that one there, and that kind of circles back to your question of like when would I consider honestly going full time? Right now, with having a little bit of a cushion, if I'm able to sit there and keep at this, because right now what I have made is about 1.5 times my monthly income. So if I can sit there and keep at this level for 1 to 3 months, at minimum, if I don't get extended and I'm able to keep this at least for the next month, I would consider going full time with them, especially now that I have the 2 100K accounts to go with this and basically kind of give myself a nice little pay bump.
And how many payouts have you got so far from us?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I have had 13 since the 7th of this month, and then I've had one back in May. So I've had however many that was. I kind of forgot.
So it's like 15 days, 13 and 15 days.
Yeah.
Oh wow! It's not a record, but it's close. It's in the top for sure. That's good, man. So in about 2 weeks, you have 13 payouts. And what are we talking about? Are you like, hey, I'm up $200, take the money, or tell me again the strategy behind it?
So as far as that one goes there for me, if kind of like how I do my risk management there, if I sit there and I'm up at like a 2 to 1 ratio and I'm still trying to go for a 3, I will sit there and about, as long as I'm not seeing like the MACD on the 1 minute kind of like wavering and sitting there losing momentum, I will sit there and move it to a 50, up to I'm blocking at least like a 1 to 1 ratio in profit. If it's still kind of wavering, I'll sit there and move it to a break even. So pretty much because like where I trade, like if I'm basically at 1,000, because I'm trading like 20.2 lots. So if I'm at 50, I'm at $1,000 profit. So about when I'm at that point, I start looking at locking in at least something. And definitely once then I'm at like a 2%, which is the 2,000 for me, I at least lock in more times than not. The MACD is looking right. I lock in that 1,000 towards like, hey, at least I have something on the table. And after my profit split, that is more than a full day's worth of work for me.
Yeah,
so
that's the thing,
with
right?
my teaching position.
Yeah, we're always trying to go for this big trade, but actually if you just took $200, $300, $400 a day, and it will add up over 1 month.
And it really does. That was kind of like what today was. It was like, okay, like, hey, like, you know, we have the flash PMI happening. I don't think this trade is going to continue before it goes back down to hits my stop loss. So I stopped out at a 1-to-2 ratio. And of course, being a little bit of drawdown on the 2 accounts, you know, sure, like it was about like a $600 payout on one and about a $500 payout on the other, but it still was like, hey, like that's still $1,200 for the day. And it's actually from today. So it was well worth it to me to just go ahead and just take that and be done for it.
Very cool. Look, I can continue talking, but Gary, you have other questions, Tim? Or, I mean, awesome story.
Yeah, no, I think it's really great. It's great to see a trader who, even, you know, you're talking about January, so that's 7-ish months, to have gone through, and I think, you know, the mental battle being the one which is the hardest to overcome. I think you've really gone a long way towards that as well. So it's really great to see that you've progressed, and obviously fantastic with us. You're getting so many payouts, and, you know, also, I suppose, great from our perspective as well, that, you know, the mindset that you've had to recover that account. Obviously, in our scenario, having somebody hit drawdown is obviously the worst thing, because, you know, that capital is gone forever. But you then having the mental fortitude to go through and actually build that account back up, bring it back to break even, and now go on to make profit is just obviously a fantastic thing to see from our side. So, you know, it's obviously to be celebrated for sure.
It's very impressed, right? I've talked to a lot of traders, but you managed to do it in such a short time, to learn about it, come up with a strategy, get so many payouts. It's really good. I mean, imagine where you will be in a couple of years from now. It's crazy.
Yeah, and that's the part that I'm really excited to see where that will go for me. Because it's definitely been a long journey. I definitely know, like, I've had like 4 evolutions as far as my trading style goes, as far as like as I've learned more about it and add more indicators to it. So that way it's actually really been better for me. And now I really like where I'm at as far as like the evolution of it. And of course, yes, there's obviously more things I can learn. No one's ever perfect with this. Because I definitely, like, I know I saw a question earlier, like with Trurong. He's like, Kevin, are you trading the US 30 during this range? Yeah, I totally missed that it transitioned from a actual trending market to a ranging market yesterday. I was like, oh, that hurt. So that's the thing there. It's like, okay, like, hey, like, when is that now? Okay, that's, you know, it's always trending, but like, hey, when it hits that ranging, how to better manage that? Because then my entries didn't work as well, because it was just literally going to the Bollinger Bands instead of the actual moving averages. So I'm definitely excited to see kind of where this is going to go over the next year, but I definitely know the more things I learn, the better it'll be. And obviously, doing your best to not stay on the charts all day is a good thing for you, for your mental health as well, because it gets impatient quick. And also just, it gives you time to actually learn more about what you're doing and actually learning more about the strategies that are out there and finding one that actually better suits your actual trading style. Because like, I know I started off as a scalper and I did not like the idea of like, I've got to make like 3 trades to recover this 1 loss. Like, I don't like that. And then also finding things that actually work around your work-life balance too.
Amazing. Well, I guess before we end, do you have any questions for us?
So, as far as questions goes, honestly, everything that you all have had between your FAQs online and then actual like your chat support and Discord, I'm pretty good on there. It took me a little bit to get used to the consistency rule. I understand why it's there now. It makes it very important, honestly. Then from there, honestly, the Trade Locker Studio is interesting. It's going to be interesting to see how that plays out later on. And yeah, really, you all have kind of taken care of all the questions I've had, honestly, through your Discord and support more than anything. So I think I'm good. Gary, Chris, and Tim.
Awesome. Look, very nice meeting you, man. You are definitely a talent regarding trading, man. It's fantastic. I think a lot of people will probably reach out to you afterward, maybe in Discord, and ask you more about what you're doing. And yeah, wish you best of luck with your trading going forward.
Well, thank you. And definitely, anyone of you in Discord, it's Scoop KM, just like SCOOPKM. You also could find me right here in the chat. I've kind of put 2 or 3 messages in. But yeah, that is my handle for almost everything online.
Cool,
Awesome.
man. Cool.
Thanks, Kevin.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And have a
Thanks so
good
much.
trading day. Thanks.
Yeah, you will take care now.
See you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay, that was awesome, man. 13 payouts in 2 weeks. It's not a record, but it's up there for sure. I think Ismail is still one of them.
Well, I think even the for me the recovery is the big thing.
Yeah, that's one thing. And then he started in this year. It's crazy, right? After such a short time, being able to manage his brain when he's down. It's fantastic.
Yeah, I think I'm really on your side, Christian. If I never was in that position, but I'd feel if it was like point something% away from losing, I'd just be inclined to be like, this one's a lost case. I'll just spend a bit of money and try and get through it again. But also I think that's where his success comes from. If you show perseverance in that situation to grind back essentially 10K profit that you don't have a share of, like getting back to the starting balance, and then showing yourself that you can keep trading and can keep making that profit. And then he maintained the account and then kept making profit and grinding it out. Yeah, very impressive. Very cool.
Yeah,
funnily enough, and this is something that I think about, if just and this is where the emotional side comes in, because if you think about it, you're, let's say, 9% in drawdown, and you're like, screw this, I'm gonna go and get another challenge. But if I go and get a regular challenge, I'm going to do 10% plus 8%. I need to make 18%. Yeah. Whereas on this, I only need to make 9%, and I'm back ready to make profit. And so it just shows you that kind of mental side. If actually you can reframe it in your mind, that actually, this is the shortest path for me to make profit again.
Yeah.
And it doesn't cost me an extra, $500. I can actually just work my way back and actually make 9% instead of 18. It just shows that, if from a mental perspective, if you're able to reframe that and not think about it as you're in loss, but actually just think about it as, I'm coming back to being able to be profitable, and I don't have to pay another challenge. I'm still in this. I just need to work out my strategy to get out of where I'm at now. I think if you could reframe that in your mind, I think that could be huge.
No, I'm sure he's good, man. He's good. Okay, now we don't have so much time left, but somebody's asking, let's take 1-2 questions here. Somebody's asking, FunderPro futures, what's going on? And the situation is, we're still researching, we're still doing our work, looking into it, right? That's the short answer for this.
Obviously here today we see a few people asking about it. We see that there's a big amount of interest, so we're well aware of that interest being there, and we're taking steps. We're researching in different areas to see if and how that's something we could offer. So we'll keep you posted on that for sure.
That's cool, man. Okay, look, now the big question: what do we do? Giveaway or not giveaway? What's the situation? Alex, you're probably also here. Gary, you're the man to decide.
Tim, you haven't been here for a while. You can make the decision.
Okay, what's the trend been? I'm a big proponent of the giveaways. The people love them, and I like seeing the spinny wheel at the end of the session too.
Well, right. How about we stop messing around? We do a lot of 10s, and we do some 25s. Let's just do one at 50.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
All right.
So the big question, Alex, are you ready? Are you ready for this? So 150, and remember, you need to post a question. I don't know if it's too late now, but Alex, we will bring you on stage whenever you want. I will bring you on stage when you are ready. And
it's going to need about 2 minutes, I think.
Yeah, that's cool. In the meantime, let's see here. Feel free now, 2 minutes before. We will give away 150K account. Please type in if you have a question here in the last minute. People just want giveaways. You all just want giveaways. It's very funny. It's cool. Fair enough. Somebody say again, AJ asking about Rise again. Tim mentioned it in the beginning. So maybe give a quick update again, Tim. What was the situation with Rise?
We had just had some things to work through on the technical side, and in terms of onboarding with Rise, that is essentially resolved now. And fingers crossed, I said it many times before, but I think today this is true. We're going to launch Rise payouts from next week onward.
That's very cool.
Keep your eyes peeled. Most likely on Monday, we'll share an official update on this, let you know what that offering entails, how you use it, what it gives you. Personally, pretty excited for it, and I think you will be as well.
Somebody's asking about if we will bring back MT5 or Seed Trader. So what's the situation with Seed Trader now? I know you mentioned it before, Tim, but...
Yep. Yeah, Seed Trader we're actively working with. That's currently in full swing, the technical integration and the setup. We don't have an ETA yet, but the integration is going well. We're soon at a point where the integration itself is done, and we're going to start testing heavily, making sure the system is up and running, working well. And whenever that's in place and we're satisfied with that solution, it'll be offered as well. So several weeks, but not much left now in that regard.
Christian, I have to ask you. So you're a big man for your routines, and I know that through winter you were getting your cold exposure. You were hitting the sea. What does your routine look like during the summer now? Now that you're in Scotland, hot weather?
So I'm based in Cyprus, right? And the water here is extremely hot now. So it's too hot, but it's the same. I will still jump in the sea in the morning. And I follow the Gary Brecker online, right? And he's all about jump in cold water, get early sunlight, your D3 vitamin. So if you follow him, I copy a lot of what he's saying and trying to get the best advices. Your B12 vitamins and everything. So
last week I was in a hotel. And I was there for like 6 days, and they had a cold plunge at 9 degrees Celsius.
Awesome. Tell me you did it.
I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit.
Did you do it?
I did it, yeah. So it was like I was cycling between the sauna and that.
Oh,
nice.
And
how many days? Did you do it one time or every day?
Yeah, I did it every day. I was hooked. It was like...
I told you.
Especially the sauna cold plunge combo is awesome.
Yeah. And so I got... The last day I got 4.5 minutes in, great. And oh my god, the energy! I was.
So tell me about your mood this day. How did you feel? Well, you could. I mean, if you combine this with a normal day.
Yeah, well, just alertness, great, great alertness, and then I was kind of sleepy early then, so I guess it was good. It was also good. I was just sleeping well, so.
No, it's so good. In the beginning, it's hard, but when you get started, man, it's like fantastic.
Yeah. You got a question here. How about your coaching certificate? How's that going?
Actually, this week, it's funny because actually I will finish this week.
Oh, nice.
So it's been 4 months. Certified mind-vetted business coach, or whatever they call it over there. Yes. So, yeah. Let's do it. I mean, let's jump in the sea in the morning.
For long enough now.
Yeah. Let's do it for sure. I think it's all about routines. I think it's about habits. Now we're talking trading, and this is our interest, right? But I believe to be good at trading, it's about fixing all the things around you. So it's about you have those daily routines in place. It's all about how you think and how you see and how you approach life. And have you tried, and I can ask the community, have you tried to have an argument with somebody just before you enter the trading? It's probably going to be bad. To be your wife or your second half, man, it's normally not going to turn into something good, right? So like Gary said, if you jump into cold water and you feel like sharp, you feel good, nothing can stop you. If you have that feeling in your body, it's much easier to accept when you're losing. And I think that's the challenge.
I just need to figure out how I can now install a sauna and cold plunge in my house. Because
get it,
I'm
man.
hooked.
No, you will get it. You will get it, man. And then you can get red light and all. This is the next level. It's another conversation, man. But it's a
Yeah, well, I see you can get those red light saunas. So you can get a
exactly.
2-for-1 in that.
No, it's
All right,
fantastic,
we're
man.
going down rabbit holes. Yeah.
Try to track your how much fat you have on your body before you really start, and then after 1 month, I mean, you will start losing weight. You cannot not lose. Yeah, you will 100%. Yeah, it's a long story. But cold water is the fastest thing.
Yeah. All right. I think we're good for Alex now.
Cool, Alex. Bring you on.
Whoa.
Oh, something wrong with Alex's mic. Let's give him a sec.
I think maybe he's listening to some hardcore metal. I don't know.
He's just hyping himself up to give away a 50K account.
Okay.
Can't blame him for that. Yeah.
Let's try again. Oh, there you are, Alex. If you are there, I think.
Can you hear me okay now?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
Was that a fuzzy mic or
I've got no idea because I couldn't hear anything. Like on my hand, so I don't know.
It's good. So, Alex, same concept like last time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. Okay. Let's go for the 50K.
I'm ready. We're ready. So it's only one account, but it's a 50K account. And who's the winner? And Dream. Cool, man. That's it. I will move this again.
So, yeah. And so just reach out to me on Discord. DM me on Discord. AlexFP. And
yeah, we will grant you.
We'll grant you the 50K account.
Fantastic. It's actually awesome to see. We got 193 people tuned in.
Wow.
145 on
Twitter.
Yeah, 45 YouTube, 3 on Facebook. So that's awesome. So yeah, look, thanks so much everybody for joining in. I hope you enjoyed it. Best luck in your trading for the next 2 weeks, and I'll see you soon.
Green. Have a good training day, everybody.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
See you. Bye-bye.